Sports. Welcome to our Wednesday. Still extremely early on, Grant, but talk about what coaches can tell if they've got it or not.
Well, unless you're a defending champion, a few games won't tell you much. What coaches are looking at now is how the players gel. Together, and if they can produce consistent results.
Here are the starters for Utah. Markkanen and Kessler are the big men. Then there's George, and it's Sensabaugh in at the two-guard spot. The drive by Tatum, and a nice finish on the layup.
Tatum's become very good at finding high-percentage shots, driving hard, not just settling for jumpers.
George against White. Pass to Sensabaugh. Back to George. Just 5 to shoot. Markkanen with a screen on White. George. That one doesn't drop. Brown looking around. Good.
Muscling that one in. JB is a strong individual.
We played just over a minute here in the first. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
I was able to talk to Joe Mazzulla for a minute. He told me when he was watching film of their opponent, what stood out was Lauri Markkanen's efficiency. Coach said Markkanen doesn't need high usage to be effective. He gets a lot of his points off of movement, and he brings versatility to this offense. BA, back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. Here's White. The Jazz making their last shot. On the wing, Tatum. Footer. Another shot. Utah grabs the miss. Here's Sensabaugh. And Jaylen Brown gets a whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Hendricks, pounded by Tatum.
And you want more of this from Tatum, able to make an impact on defense with this kind of activity.
Not exactly what they're looking for out of the gates. Just 1 of 4 shooting.
Here he goes. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
And one move ahead of the defense. A solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Well, great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
And you look for bright spots in this developing core for Utah, Grant. What stands out?
Well, I think it's the front court, BA. You have 2 gifted scoring forwards in Markkanen and Bailey. Then you've got Walker Kessler, an elite shot blocker, manning the middle.
Here's Sensabaugh. Kessler's got space. Second chance shot. No good on the layup.
And you don't see that every day. Usually he'll convert when he gets that close to the rim.
And then Tatum slams it in.
One of the craziest dunks we've seen. Tatum with the bounce.
Thanks to the AT&T Connected Cam for the up-close and personal view of that slam. Here's George. Still without a bucket. Pass to Sensabaugh. Back to George for 3. Just 4 to shoot. Can't get it. 0 for 3 in this one. Celtics lead by 4. Here's Tatum. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
Strong finish by Tatum. Nothing was stopping him there.
Boston shooting their first foul shot of the night. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Utah. Pass to Sensabaugh. Markkanen outside. Here's Sensabaugh, defended by Brown. For three, George. Hauled in by Brown.
Okay, so if I were to say this was a disaster of a period for him, it would be an understatement. But hey, sometimes you got to shoot your way out of the slump, even for him.
Now here's Brown. Oh, and a dunk by Brown!
Showing off his pure athleticism. Brown with a memorable finish.
Jazz trail by 9. Here's Kessler, and finished off by Kessler.
Nice ball. Movement there. That's how you break down the defense.
For Boston, they've gone 6 of 9 and finding their rhythm now. Pass to Dermonenko. George with a steal. Oh, nice finish from the low block. That one's good.
And just muscling it in. George, very aggressive.
Markkanen against Tatum. Driving in, and finished off by Tatum.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. George drives in. Count it. George has gotten his second bucket on the night.
Wow. Keyonte George flashing those handles. Nasty stuff.
There's Tatum with the three. Kessler with a rebound.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Here's Markkanen, and the layup is good off the glass.
Sometimes it's simple. Put the ball in the hands of your scorers and let them do what they do best.
Now here's Brown. Not a lot of room. They set a pick. Going inside, and Brown with the stuff.
When Brown has the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous in the two-man game.
Jazz trail by 5. Pass to Sensabaugh. Launches it. Boston pulls it in.
And that's a strong closeout defensively. Great effort to deter the shot.
And here's Tatum, coming off a terrific game against Houston. And he drives in. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
Ooh, quick first step by Tatum, then look out.
Utah has gone 0 for 3 from downtown. And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. One of the stories here, Jason Tatum. Man, is he getting it done today?
He's been on an absolute tear inside. They've got to figure out a way to keep him out of the lane. I don't know.
We've got a line change here for Boston. Then for Utah, Filipowski, he's checked in for Hendricks. And it's Collier in for Sensabaugh. Filipowski dunks it hard with one hand. Wow, he makes it look easy.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing out.
And this kind of sick slam is just one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now, B.A.
You know, there's an edge the way they played and a confidence they're not afraid to show. Here's Collier. He takes it in, laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
used the pick to perfection and got all the way to the rim.
Yes, Peyton Pritchard doing it at the NBA level. But he was a beast in the college ranks too, Richard.
All-time leader in games played, minutes, and assists in his conference. The only player to reach 1,900 points, 600 assists, and 500 rebounds in the conference. You know, that's pretty tough.
These are his first free throws of the game. And he's good on the second. Jazz trail by 6. Here's Collier. To the paint. Filipowski, the pass to Kessler. Filipowski sets a screen. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
A brilliant dunk. And he hangs up there for a while, too.
Like he's posing for the camera. He's just hanging out, posing for pictures, just making himself at home. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
I mean, he's just so electric. Simon's putting on a show.
And so George will bring it up for Utah. They trail by 6. Here's Kessler. And finished off by Kessler.
Come on now, what a talent. Slips through the lane and just flushes it home.
Oh, the D feeling some shame right there. That was big league. Now here's Simons. Banked it in off the glass.
And they've settled in quickly today. A nice flowing rhythm to their offense.
George against Pritchard. George, good. George has got 6 points.
Just a gutsy play by George inside, finding the close range look.
Boucher on the screen. Here's Simons. And he goes up strong with a one-handed jam.
Oh, nice one-handed jam there, B.A.
Hey, little exclamation point. 34 seconds left in the first quarter. Pass to Kessler. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
Hey, he's doing whatever he can right now to pump up his teammates.
Now Simons. He's got 6. There's 10 seconds left in the first quarter. 5 to shoot. Takes it inside. Okay! Knockout! Wow! And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Can you say immediate entry into the highlight reel? Woo! What a tough BA.
It's showtime now, man. They've built up a lead, and they're starting to rub it in. And so it's Boston with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for the Celtics.
They've started the game the right way, penetrating the defense and attacking the rim. They're just not settling.
And I've also really liked how aggressive they've been in the open floor. I mean, when they see a chance to push it, they go for it.
So on the floor for Utah, Vyacheslav Mikhailuk is out there with Collier. Then it's Kyle Filipowski. Then it's Jusuf Nurkic. And it's Bailey in at the 3. Here's Collier. Pass to Mikhailuk. Nails it from beyond the arc. Mikhailuk's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Brown with it. They set the pick. Oh, look at Brown. Bang it inside.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense.
Pass to Collier. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute of play. Off target with the 3. Boston leading by 7. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Hey, well, the Celtics have a great 1-2 punch with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Tatum said, JB always starts the game really aggressive. I'm a naturally laid-back guy. I kind of see things out first, and then I can essentially take over when I need to. We have found that balance. Guys, back to you.
A dangerous duo. All right, Allie, appreciate the report. Pass to Nurkic. Basket counts. Nurkic has gotten his first bucket of the night.
Defense always had their eyes on him, and then he gives it away. Classic misdirection.
Simons outside. Yes! And that one is hammered home.
And it's tough to defend the pick and roll with Simons running it. He's got a great sense of that set.
And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. A different look for Utah. Lauri Markkanen's checked in for Filipowski. Hendricks comes in for Bailey. And Sensabaugh subbed in for Mikhailuk. Here's Nurkic. All right, guys, we're lucky to have Shams Charania joining us now. Our 2K insider calling in with a story. What do you got, Shams?
Thanks. Well, this new three-point era started with Stephen Curry, and it's really in the last decade that we're seeing the long-distance game extend to the center position. If you look at the list of recent champions, it seems it's also not a luxury, but a necessity to have a paint presence who can also stretch the floor from deep.
A nightmare to contain. All right, Shams, appreciate the report.
Yeah, when you put Simons in that pick and roll action, it puts major pressure on the defense.
Here's Collier. Pass to Sensabaugh. Now Nurkic. Now Markkanen. He's covered by Simons. From 12 feet, it's Markkanen scoring inside.
Being Markkanen is 7 feet tall, he's absolutely an inside threat. I just love watching him capitalize from this area.
Jason Tatum. He's checked in for Boston. And here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Pritchard surviving the D. Markkanen against Tatum. Clock at 6. There's the drive. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
We see this from Tatum often, and it never gets old. Just scoring at will.
Jazz trail by 9. Markkanen outside. From deep. Simons with a rebound.
And they just continue to dominate the boards.
Pass to Keita. Back to Simons.
That's his second foul here pretty early in this one. He's got to be careful for the rest of this half.
I mean, it was amazing to see Simons' progression in his first few NBA seasons. He got better every single year.
And we continue to see the value of NBA franchises climb. Grant, are you glad you got in when you did?
Oh, yes, I am. I think beyond, though, the dollars and cents, it's just the joy of having a hand in the growth of this game and this league that we all love so much.
Here's Markkanen, plenty of space. Yep, it finally drops after rolling around the rim. Markkanen's got 6 points.
Shots like this help Markkanen get in rhythm. The D must be aware of his ability to catch and fire.
Here's Tatum. Oh, and it's Tatum finishing it off inside.
And force-feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
Jazz trail by 11. To the wing on the left. Utah moving the ball around. Markkanen from long range. Pass to Collier. The three ball. Hits the three-pointer. He's got 5.
And another great assist. The offense is really clicking now.
Now here's Tatum. He's got 17.
It's crazy. He's growing taller. He's adding more muscle. Tatum just becomes harder to defend in there.
Boston shooting their 6th and 7th free throw shots in the game.
0 wasted trips. They're doing their job at the line.
All right, the Jazz making a change here. George is checked in.
And they've capitalized well from the free throw line. Their percentage is impressive.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Back to George. From 15 feet away. Boston pulls it in.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
Tatum draws the double. And there's a 3-second violation. Boston making a switch here. Jazz trail by 10. And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over.
There's just a lot of wide open lanes to the rim here. That'll drive your coach nuts.
Yeah, we can see over here. The coach, he has some choice words for his team. Words we cannot repeat.
Here's Sensabaugh. No points so far. And here's George. And another miss by Utah. Here's White. White coming through.
They're winning the battle down low by imposing their will.
And here's George. They'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. A 12-point game. After this game, they can look forward to Detroit, where they will match up against the Pistons. It'll be the 4th of 5 games for them on the road. Here's Hendricks. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Fires the three. Oh, Markkanen drills the three.
It appears their offense is lacking some balance right now. Maybe too much reliance on the three ball.
Now Brown. Give him 8 points now. And there's the drive. And Brown with the stuff.
Quick down the lane. Brown flying by defenders.
Jazz trail by 11. George scanning the floor. And finished off by Kessler.
Assisted.
The pass, the catch, the slam. What a clean play.
Man, absolutely jaw-dropping. Brown with it. He's got 10. Brown cashes in. A terrific finisher inside.
Yeah, their defense is starting to wear down. That's 3 straight buckets at the rim.
Grant, the thing about Jaylen Brown, he doesn't need a lot of space to get his shot off.
You know, B.A., he has a quick release and rises high on his jumper. Has a great up fake and can stop on a dime. Usually all the space he needs to find his shot.
Another 3 for Utah.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
The Celtics making a switch here. Simons checked in. Boston leading by 8. Now here's Tatum. 19 points in the game. And Tatum finishes the drive.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Utah has gotten only 4 of 9 from beyond the arc here in the second. Markkanen, the pass to George. Markkanen looking it over. Pass to Sensabaugh. 5 on the clock. Utah needs to get off the shot here. 3-pointer. Tatum pulls it in.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Too easy for Tatum, even with the contact.
It's always good for this offense when Tatum is putting pressure on their interior defense.
Pass to Sensabaugh. The shot comes out. Excellent D there from Hauser. Boston on offense. 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. Tatum against Markkanen. Tatum like a freight train coming. And finished off by Tatum.
That was a beautiful screen set there. And look, Tatum, he'll take care of the rest.
This is why you want ball movement and player movement.
And that's made it hard for the defense to key in on any one individual.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Driving to the basket. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
And one move ahead of the defense. A solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
Simon's shot is good.
He's just showing off tonight. Simon's an explosive scorer with great energy.
9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. George sets a screen. Here's Sensabaugh. Drills it from deep. Sensabaugh's got his 3rd basket on the night right there.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Left side Tatum. On the take. That one falls. Tatum's got 27.
Nothing in the game's quite as smooth as a finger roll. Great finish right there.
And so it's Jason Tatum making highlights for Boston. 27 on the night. He's had it his way. And more NBA action on 2K Sports. Coming your way right after this.
Thanks for stopping by, y'all. First up on the show tonight, a quick look ahead of some upcoming games on the docket.
You look at the Celtics. I don't look at win-loss records at this point. I want to see improvement from game to game.
I wish fans saw it that way. Most of the time, it's about instant gratification. And time to talk now about that first half. What a dominant display for the Boston Celtics.
Hey, these guys are a bunch of artists, man. You know why? They live for the paint.
Oh, that joke was weak, but their play style is Diesel approved.
I wouldn't say the joke was weak, it just needed a capper. And that's a wrap on halftime. Thanks for watching as we send you back to BA to call the second half.
As we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. And you know, Jason Tatum, he's been really making it happen, guys.
And in the first half, he dominated in the post. He got the looks he wanted and was able to execute.
The question now is, will the defense keep letting him punish them inside? Or did Coach have some new ideas for them?
The star wing pair, it's Brown and Tatum outside. Then it's Derek White, then it's Sam Hauser, and it's Dermonenko at the center position. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Here's Brown. Oh, Brown just throws it down.
There's that leaping ability. Brown, he just gets up so easy.
Looking to end this cold spell. And George with the jam.
Ooh, bouncy. That should give him a nice lift.
Good timing. They needed that one.
And they need more where that came from. They're not out of this hole yet.
Here's Brown. Kessler with a rebound. Kessler's got 5 rebounds tonight. George against White. George passes to Markkanen. Jacks up with 3. Sends the ball. No good. Boston leading by 13. Outside White. Oh, through contact. White gets the finish.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get... right to the rim.
That's a great possession. Put your best players in a position to succeed.
Here's Hendricks. Drains the triple.
And the defense is really allowing them too much room on the perimeter.
And so it's White with it. He brings it up for Boston. Next matchup, they'll be at home against the Wizards. That'll be the end of a 3-game homestand. Here's Brown into the lane.
One of the premier scoring wings in the NBA. Jaylen Brown is at it again.
Jazz trail by 14. George outside. Pass to Sensabaugh. Six to shoot. Puts up a 3. It's hauled in by White. Boston leading by 14. Here's Tatum. The kick out to White. Down low. Here's George. It falls. 5 for 11 in the game.
A quality pass, setting up a quality shot. It's just textbook basketball.
Markkanen against Tatum. Drives to the hoop. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
Personal foul.
One of the best players in the game today. Tatum's work ethic and hunger to win more championships is special.
First personal foul. First team foul.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Jazz trail by 13. Here's Hendricks. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
A dynamic finish, then decides to hang out a little for good measure.
Yep, that's the exclamation point right there. And the jam by...
So far, Brown has been dialed in and is showing no signs of letting up.
Here's George. And it's Utah scoring again.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offensive side.
Oh my goodness! Brown would not be denied.
And shooting-wise, he's been fantastic, helping to build this lead.
And so Will Hardy called. The timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. And with Jaylen Brown on the wing, he feels like any given night he has the advantage in his matchup.
He's either too fast for the big guys or too strong for the small guys. That's the problem. He is a handful on both ends of the floor also.
George outside. Cuts off the pass. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Derek White is an impact player, but is he a star in this league? White said, "I'm not into labels. I just know whatever the team needs, I'm ready to do it." And what does this team want from him?
Oh, wow! What a finish by Jaylen Brown!
Oh, take flight, JB. This man is explosive.
How about that elevated look on the AT&T Connected Cam? Jazz trail by 15. Here's George. And another miss by Utah.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Hauser can't get it to go. Utah's gone only 1 of 3 from deep here in the third. Pass to Hendricks. And down it goes. Dunked it through off a beautiful setup.
Now, B.A., you know they would love for him to get more of those opportunities.
Well, that would cut into the deficit quickly if he does. Here's Sensabaugh. Give him 8 points now. Here's Hendricks, and here's George. He's guarded by White. 6 on the shot clock. Up top, George. Shoots over White. And out of bounds. Boston will have it. Filipowski, he's checked in for Markkanen.
Number 22, Kyle Filipowski.
Boston leading by 13. White, the pass to Tatum. Lets it go from deep. Hits the trifecta. Tatum's... got 31 points.
He's been dominant all game long. Nobody on the floor can stop him. And look, let's just say he knows it.
Back to George. Pass to Hendricks. George outside. Kessler, a screen on White. Shot clock at 5. And play stops. A whistle there. On what looks like an illegal screen.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Look, guys get away with this all the time, but on this occasion, he got caught.
And here's Brown. 22 points for him. Inside, Hauser. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. That one on Kessler.
Man, good whistle there.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Celtics.
They've been hitting consistently from mid-range all game. It's been a big part of their offensive production in this one.
And we can't forget about how ferocious they've been cutting to the rim, just going right at defenders and finding ways to finish.
Jazz trail by 18. Pass to Hendricks. Here's Sensabaugh. George outside. There's the 3. The rebound, Celtics. Hauser's got his 4th rebound in this one. Brown with it, guarded now by George. And the officials will call the illegal screen here. Davis checked in for Boston. Pritchard comes in for White.
Substitutions.
The Jazz have gotten 6 of 11 attempts to fall so far in the third. And the shot's good. Sensabaugh's got 10.
This is why you put the ball in his hands. An accurate pass hitting a moving target.
Tatum looking it over. With the drive. And that one drops. Tatum's got 33 points.
Look, this dude is well built, man. He's a specimen. He's 6'8". Look, he's going to score inside if he gets that close.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Here's Filipowski, hounded by Tatum. Now George. From behind the arc. Hauser grabs the board.
And their physical dominance has been on display. A 10-rebound advantage is a good indicator of how this game has gone.
Now here's Tatum, covered by Filipowski. And finished off by Tatum.
Tatum just has too much bounce right there. Better be careful. You're trying to stop that.
George against Pritchard. To the middle. Here's Sensabaugh. Hey, how's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
I guess you don't need two hands when one will suffice.
Hey, as long as you don't lose control. Tatum with it. He's picked up by Filipowski. And it's blocked by Kessler. Here's Sensabaugh. 12 points for him. George outside. Here's Sensabaugh, hounded by Tatum. And there's Kessler on the assist by George. George has got 9 assists now tonight.
Setting each other up beautifully. I love it. 8 of their last 10 points coming off assists.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls the timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. And some changes here for the Celtics. Walsh is checked in for Tatum. Minot comes in for Hauser. And Anthony Simons subbed in for Jaylen Brown. A big group substitution here for Utah. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Kessler. Lauri Markkanen comes in for Hendricks. Bailey's checked in for Sensabaugh. And it's Collier in for George. Three-pointer Pritchard. Rebound, Utah.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. You just missed it.
Markkanen outside. Let's go with a three. Can't hit that one. Celtics lead by 16. Outside Pritchard. Simons deciding where to go with it. Driving inside. And he makes it on the layup. Simons got 20 points.
I'll tell you, it's a good possession when you can get that kind of look.
Boston is Pritchard. No made baskets yet. Simons with it. There's a screen. Here he goes. No good on the buzzer beater. And so it's Boston in control with a 16-point advantage heading into the break. They put in work down low, getting in close and scoring in bunches. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first 3 quarters. Jazz trail by 16. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the fourth. Collier and Bailey man the backcourt. Lauri Markkanen out there with Filipowski. And it's Nurkic in at the 5 spot. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Markkanen. The 3 is up. Minot pulls it in. Celtics lead by 16. On the wing, Simons. Now Brown. Good work there as it goes. He's got 24.
A very athletic play by Brown. Getting the ball inside and working his way to a high percentage shot.
Pass to Nurkic. 1 minute in now in the fourth quarter. Bailey, the pass to Markkanen. Utah moving the ball around. For 3, Collier. Rebound Boston.
They've shown the power inside. Their rebounding effort has been sensational.
Nice move. And he hits the jump shot.
Assisted Filipowski.
But Grant, it's obvious who's been in control of this game.
You know, you really have to appreciate their relentlessness.
Markkanen against Brown. With the drive. And Brown with the stuff.
Such a great athlete, an elite athlete. JB is at his best, in my opinion, when he is attacking the rim.
Here's Collier, defended by Pritchard. Nurkic to screen on Brown. Markkanen from long range. He drains it. Made half his shots. He's 5 for 10 now.
Here in the second half, you see they've gone to the long ball to try to keep up.
Markkanen against Brown. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Brown's got 28 points for the game.
Absolutely ruthless. He's not about to start showing mercy now.
This is what you expect from him, just coming alive and dominating in effortless fashion here in the fourth.
Here's Filipowski. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Oh, he's been doing all he can to keep this competitive, but he needs some support.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. Tatum, he's checked in for Minot. And Utah with a change here, too. Kessler's checked in. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
During that last break, I heard Joe Mazzulla as he talked with the team. And they told the team, let's keep doing what we're doing. We're up. Do not forget that. They told their team to just relax, to have fun, and to finish this one out. We'll see if they do, guys.
Okay, thank you, Allie.
Very little resistance around the rim right now. That's the 5th straight bucket they've given up in the paint.
Simons with it, and Kessler picks him up defensively. Jazz trail by 17. To the inside. And finished off by Kessler.
And he brings this game a little closer using a huge one-hand slam.
That's a great way to get your team back into it. Here's Brown. Good on the shot. Brown's got 10 points now, just in this quarter.
And talk about imposing your will. That's 10 straight points in the paint.
Pass to Bailey. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Bailey's got his first basket.
They are passing the ball around tremendously right now.
Celtics lead by 15. There's a screen. Outside Tatum. The rebound by the Jazz. Kessler's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Collier, defended by Pritchard. Markkanen sets a screen. Again, Utah, good for 2.
And he's doing everything he can offensively to lift them out of this hole. But I'm not sure his hot shooting can do it alone.
Now here's Tatum. Lays it up and banks it in. Tatum's got 10 points in just the second half.
You like the way Tatum can sliver around to get his shot.
Here's Collier. Pass to Bailey. Queta pulls it in. Queta's got 4 rebounds in the game. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Tatum. A different look here for Utah. Hendricks is checked in for Filipowski. Sensabaugh comes in for Bailey. And it's Keontae George in for Collier. Here's Hendricks. Back to George from outside the arc. It's rebounded by Jaylen Brown.
Oh, man, he can't get anything to fall. You can feel his frustration.
Yeah, right now, he's just in his own head. Not much you can do to try and push through it.
Jazz trail by 15. Pass to Hendricks. To the middle. Here's Kessler. Soft touch off the glass.
Their offense is really humming right now, and it's because of the beautiful ball distribution.
White against George. Here's Dermonenko. And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
Personal foul.
No debate there. He got hammered.
That free throw, no good. And he ends up missing both free throws.
Their lead could be even bigger right now, but their efficiency from the line has dropped off a little.
Pass to Kessler. Hauser grabs the board. Celtics lead by 13. And here's Brown. Here's the pick. Utah grabs the miss. Kessler's got rebound number 7 tonight. Now here's George. Utah moving the ball around. Three-pointer. Boston pulls it in.
So far, rebounding has been a big factor tonight.
Kick out to Brown. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Oh, nice setup for the slam.
Love to see Brown facilitate out of the pick and roll, and I'm sure his coach feels the same way.
And the call will be against Derek White. That's his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Now Markkanen. George outside. No problem from 14.
And he's a crafty scorer for a young player. George is always going to find the gaps in the defense.
It's good.
He took it right to the rack, and look, there's no one that can stop him.
Jazz trail by 15. And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy. He wants to make sure they're purposeful with the game plan. Here's Hendricks, hounded by Tatum. A one-handed jam, rocking the rim.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those. And he nails it.
With his touch, Tatum's a threat from anywhere.
And so it's George with it. He brings it up for Utah. It's a 16-point game. Here's Hendricks, hounded by Tatum. Markkanen outside. Just 5 on the clock. Fires the 3. Cleared away by White. Boston leading by 16. Jacks up a 3. Oh, the shot is off. Utah has gone just 1 of 6 from downtown in this final quarter.
It looks like it'll be a big win for them here. Time to just cruise to the end of the game and chalk up the victory for the Celtics.
Well, Grant, I don't know if there was one deciding factor in this game, but I'd say shooting accuracy if I had to choose.
Agreed, B.A. They really went after quality looks and shot the ball with confidence.
And this one concludes with their second victory of the year.
And they meet just twice, so taking the first meeting means a lot to this team.
And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Jason Tatum.
And he's been a well-oiled machine on offense, keeping things simple in this end, getting the looks that he wanted, knocking him down.
And it's in there!
And guys, that's got to be the dagger. This is how you finish a game.
And it felt like they just flipped the switch to go on that run and seal the game. Saving their best basketball for the end. Always smart.
And rebounded by Tatum. Boston on offense. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. George is there for the rebound. Here's Hendricks. Outside George.
Celtics foul. Personal foul. Second team foul. Substitution on the court.
And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. Well, this might not have been the most competitive.